Hi there. It's me again, Torley. I had a thought about things that you can create in the world which no one else has. Some people, they feel very discouraged when they enter an established genre, like electronic music, which I'm very close to. They say, all the melodies out there that can be written already have been written. But that's not true. Even though there's familiar chord progressions, there are what some would call twists. But I like to say combinations, connections of different things out there. Like, for instance, there is a lot of minimal techno that's just like boom, 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 boom. It's very repetitive, it's got a great groove, but often, unless you're Matthew Deere, it doesn't have vocals. It lacks that. It lacks a more nuanced pop aspect. And some would go, that's heresy. But that's crap too, because what is music really? Music, I judge it this way. I listen to a tune, and then I go, I like it, or meh, or that sucks. That's my gut instinct. I can put it into more refined forms, and that's the problem with a lot of music reviews. Like I believe the great Frank Zappa once said, writing about music is like dancing about architecture. A lot of music reviews, they are more for the reviewer's masturbatory self than to inform the reader. It strikes me as so weird that we still have, in this era of internet, and all that interwebs, that there are many text reviews that are boring of music that don't include a sound sample. And this is on the web, not talking about paper magazines here. There should be, in every single review of a music piece, and I've been guilty of not doing this sometimes, there should be a clip, so you can hear it for yourself and decide if your expectations aligns with the reviewer. But back to you making music, not just being aficionado and listening to it. When you're thinking of the craziest polarized genres, those are sometimes the best ones to put together. Like dubstep, style of electronic music is boom 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 boom. But a lot of it's very depressing and downbeat. So why isn't there more dubstep for children, dubstep for babies even? And you might go, oh, it's a stupid idea. Actually, it's not, and here's why. Have you seen how well some of these albums for babies have fared? I forget some of the names, but if you go look on Amazon, they make these little like renditions of songs. Like there's a little version of Devo, these kids, and they're playing Devo's covers. And I think it's sponsored by Disney or something like that. Therein lies the seed of those ideas when your friends, even though it's discouraging, they'll tell you, oh, you shouldn't do that, or that's a stupid idea. But you look at really what succeeds. It's people who are ballsy, people who can tap in those sort of markets. And with that experience, with that intuition of creating things, whether it's music, whether it's a piece of writing, like with cyberpunk themes, I wish there were more things that combine cyberpunk and fantasy. They could be largely successful. Neil Stephenson did this to a great degree in The Diamond Age with the Primer. And there was also, of course, The Longest Journey with Ragnar Tornquist that did this to a wonderful, wonderful degree. It was also ushered in a new adventure game era. So there are many, many opportunities out there. And it begins with facing that sort of doubt. Just like any frat hazing, initiation rite, something like that, people will beat you down until you become more persistent, you become a familiar face. Then you're just like one of the other guys at the bar, eh? That's not all you want to be, though. You want to be the guy who dances on the bar, and you're like, freaking out. And people are like, he's crazy, or she's crazy, but at least I can remember who that is. Because as I've long said, and as I will continue to say, being forgotten is the worst thing of all, because it's like, never happened. So when creating things, when making any sorts of things, and you're stuck, when you don't have that inspiration, look for those, not just polar opposites, but things that you think they would go great together. Like, that happens with food too. Fusion cuisine. You mix sushi with Italian food, something like that. A combination of the worlds, and you bring those together, and hey, like I say, you gotta unite.